Public Works Committee meeting for July 1st, 2024. Councilor Wolverton.
Here.
Gear.
Here.
Sims is out. Nels.
Here.
And Hart.
Okay.
Got three.
All right, thank you both.
Yes, sir.
Can I have a motion to dispense the reading and approval of minutes?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Counselor Gear, second by Counselor Nels, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 3-0. We have no old business, so we're moving to new business. 110624, request permission to install a fence at 12 Pamona Avenue, brought to us by Cale Smith.
Is Donna here?
I am.
Are you Donna? All right. So the property owner at 10 Pamona is Donna, and she lives here. And so the city of Homewood actually owns this lot, which is lot 12, or address is 12 Pamona. And so the request is for her to install a fence. Do you have the site plan, PDF? In the city, on the city parcel, that's, yeah, this there. So it would still be behind her house, it just extends over into the city property and runs sort of parallel, I think, to the sidewalk that runs down Ventura. What,
That's right.
do you wanna talk about the reasons why you wanna do
Yeah,
it?
yeah, there's an existing fence, actually the fence did run parallel, to the sidewalk that extended from the existing fence. A tree fell, knocked the fence down, we didn't replace it at that point in time, but we left the old fence, which is in its existing location. Since then, we finally repaired all the drainage issues that we have in our yard, so we're able to put a fence up, so we were gonna carry the fence, put it back where it was, to block off this section of the yard, which is totally exposed to Ventura, so we wanna add that privacy, but it would be going over onto that remnant piece of the city, which is adjacent to the sidewalk. To keep it directly in line with the fence that's already there today, so we're extending that portion of the fence. And then do you wanna see where the fence is?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have a street view, Brendan?
I can get one of those.
Could I ask you a
Yeah,
question?
that last little image that you saw is actually the sliver of land between, I guess, the street and the sidewalk. And then there's probably another 10 feet, going toward the yard, that would be the property line. So there'd probably be 25 feet from the edge of the fence to the street.
Mike, what is that piece? It's just a,
I can only assume it was just abandoned land, but I don't know.
okay.
Where is it from here?
It's back, yeah, it's, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
All of that, right?
Yeah.
I think there was in looking at the old, there was a road that went through some of that area, that was concrete, into that area. And also, if you look at our property, it looks like for Ventura to cut through part of the property, the backside of 10 Pomona where we live was cut short and taken. So they kinda, I guess, re-sided the lines when they brought in the,
Okay, so it would
Yeah,
connect
sure.
to that right there?
yes, it would connect to the one on the left on the sidewalk, as you see.
So this is compliant, like this is on her property, so
Sure.
she just wants to extend it down and tie it into the corner of her house.
Got it.
And what you, what you don't see is the ugly chain link fence has now been covered with landscape. We've replaced the things that were dead. And then the new fence would be the wood privacy fence painted to match the decking of the house.
And it would come up to the back of the house, like it wouldn't come past the front of the house, obviously that.
Oh, no.
That's
Now,
it.
what door?
It would turn and tie back into the corner of the house that you see right there.
Yeah.
And is it the same height of these other fences or a little, or?
Oh, no.
Or will it be
the chain
taller,
link-
a privacy?
No, it's 7 feet. We're gonna do a 7 foot fence.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna give you an 8-foot fence.
Can I ask
So
about the 8?
we're gonna do
Yeah.
a 7 foot, but you don't see the chain link fence that you see in this
Because there's
image
planting.
because it's totally
Yeah.
blocked.
Okay, Mr. Jones?
Okay, so is this request just permission to work in the right of way?
Well, it's got two
Let's-
things, two components.
Yeah.
I need a legal description of the portion that of our property that she's gonna be encumbering, so I can record it in probate court, so there's no claim for ownership down the road. And I just need a map, which I see the surveys on there,
Right.
but I will need a legal description.
That's right, and that's what we talked about with President Wyatt. Donna wanted to come here and sort of explain, and then she'll go into the process of getting a survey done on the lot.
So would there be an indemnification as well, like for
That's
whatever
part-
reason?
That's part of the indemnification.
It's part of the, okay, gotcha.
So, Cam, sorry, Brian, can you turn there for a
Trying to get a
second?
better angle.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to
Yeah, like where would it stop?
understand where the fence would
She said
actually
within
be
the back wall.
running and how much of it is in the
It's coming
city
this way here.
right away.
But it's
Right there.
there past the
Yeah,
house.
there.
It's
But then
high as
tie
the
back
deck.
up into the house.
Mikhail, where does the city property start?
Can you go back to the tax map, Brian?
We're talking about like, when you look around,
The pink one.
it goes in front of the house.
No, that's the back.
So
house
this,
right
so her property line is that, the edge of my paper.
Uh-huh.
So her fence would extend exactly where it's drawn into the city's portion of the property.
But where does the city's property start?
On the other side of that pen
Here,
right
at the
there,
right of way line, right here, at this, right here. Right here.
Okay.
and all that to the road.
So like, hey,
And
Kale,
sidewalk.
Walter's wanting to, so that's the back of her house, it says one story brick with basement, point to where the fence is gonna tie into the house,
Where the cross
Right
edges
next to
are.
her.
right there in the back corner.
Oh, so it's not, I thought it was wrapping around.
No.
So where that
It goes-
gravel-
It's just going to the back, yeah, where that gravel.
Where the gravel was in the other picture, the gravel's on her property or on the city's property?
It's on our property.
Yes, on there.
Okay.
But she's not asking for a variance, that's why it's not, that's why it's in front of us and not,
This
Yeah,
isn't,
in front of
this
NCA.
isn't a variance.
right.
No, it's not a
right
fence
away.
It's just permission working the right of way to build.
And not a
fence.
vacation.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
vacating.
It's
No.
pretty unique.
Unless you prefer to do that.
Can you go back to
Easier down
that
the back.
picture, Brian?
Oh, no. So the fence will be on city property once it's put up.
That's correct.
So it'll
As
be
far
with
as-
the gravel.
The
But
new
it'll
portion
trans-
would
it
look
will
like
be-
this.
It will be on the
Okay, how-
Ventura side, and then it'll transfer back into our property. on
Okay.
this.
I will make a motion for this to go to council, but, when we go to council, would you please have exact, showing of where it is and let us know how much is on the city property, what that means, and then Mike,
Yeah, we can't do that till I get a legal. description.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the reason she did, I wanna be clear, it's not her fault
Okay.
that she doesn't have that yet.
okay,
That's gonna cost her some money,
ooh, okay,
so we were trying to make sure that the council was okay with this, because this is not something that, I mean, this is unique,
yeah.
right? This isn't something we see every day. So we were trying to see, is the council generally okay with this before she went and spent money on a survey where she can then mark it exactly where it is and all of that?
Okay, so once, if it's done, what does that mean, Mike, as far as?
There's a typical resolution when we give them permission to work in the right of way.
Okay,
I need the legal description to identify where she's working.
okay.
Yeah.
And then we will record that in
I
probate
guess
court,
it'll probably be-
which will clear up any arguments down the road that this is city property.
Okay, okay.
That way it'll make sure that it
Okay.
stays city property.
Yeah, if
But
we could
The
just
part
be.
that's inside the fence, the part of city property that's inside the fence.
But
Okay.
if the city, for whatever reason, comes back in 5 years, 10 years and says
Hours, and
we
if
need
we-
that.
if we could-
Tell them
Okay.
10 days to
Some of
remove the
other
fence.
complete
Yep.
images, it might be clear to the city.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Is that clear to her?
But it's
Sorry.
in writing, if she reads it, it
I've never talked to her before, so I'm
Okay.
assuming Carol, let's
Yes.
explain that.
She
So-
understands that.
Existing fence, I mean, new fence would be proposed right here on the property line. No, wait, sorry, the property line goes from
The
here
corner to the,
to the
a
corner,
few feet
or
off of the
5
corner of
feet
your
over
house.
here, right, right over here.
That's
Okay.
right.
So, come out approximately 5 feet, 3 feet, not sure, and then you do a chalk line to this corner right here, and that's our property line. We are requesting, can we keep the line of the
Keep it going
fence
straight.
continuous, like it's already built? And just come back to here until we get, it's it's not even a 90-degree, cause it's too sharp.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're, at this point, maybe this is 30 feet, and we're tying back this way to that area.
And so it's
So
just the
that
fact
it
that
looks
it's
more
going
in line
straight.
with the house
Yeah.
instead of a, kind of a weird.
Okay. Hey, Brian, can you, there were some pictures with the landscaping completed, but not the street view, but her actual pictures, just so we can see what it looks like, cause she was talking about how the fence is now kind of blocked by the landscaping.
Yeah, well,
Well,
you don't see
there
it
it-
because the spring
yeah.
trees are there.
Yeah, but there you go. Yeah, that's
And
it.
then
So that's what it
yeah,
looks like
this
now.
right here, it's a, more of a garden.
They've got the beds and the plants.
We did it ourselves.
Very good.
That's what it is. So the phase is to finish this part out, so our neighbors don't have to look at the chart pile sitting there, once we can get it complete.
7 feet wooden? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Did you say 7 feet? What, what was the height?
Oh, the height, yes.
7 foot high
7
fence.
feet
That's what I
now.
said, 7 feet.
Yeah, because of the topography, it, you know, we're gonna try to keep it straight, so they're gonna have to do their line, it won't go over 8 for sure, but it's even, most of it will be 7.
You can, you put that.
Well, she's always maintained it anyway.
That's what I think.
She's already maintained this portion of it.
Yeah. And 7 foot, I think, is a typical.
Including
height.
beyond it, right, where those trees are and everything as well, yeah.
Ms. Burgess? Do you understand, what happens once, the indemnification goes in and everything, as far as if the city has to come back through for any reason later on? You understand that part of it? Like, in other words, the city can,
Take it back.
take the property back.
What, no, I guess I don't understand that, I
Yes.
thought that it was more of a legal reason that if anyone was hurt, due to my fence.
Well,
That's both.
Yeah.
Well, both.
Okay.
But-
Well, I guess I'd like to understand what that might could look like.
In other words, we're not,
Probably-
vacating the property or anything like that.
Okay.
But if for some reason, I don't see that we're, anything's gonna go through, but if we're all gone and something happened with the property, it would be recorded and understood that that's city property.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it'd definitely be your property.
It clearly says that if the city has a need for that property down the road, we will ask you, and you'll be required to remove that obstacle.
And, just to be clear, you had said something about unless the city wanted to vacate that this sliver. Is that something that you guys had talked about, Kale, or not? I know.
We talked for a minute about vacating it, and there doesn't seem to be any
No,
interest in
if
purchasing.
we could simplify this and assure me as a homeowner, for the future, because I'm not going anywhere, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
live in
For
this
that,
house. I would prefer to have legal ownership of that section.
Yeah, so that's, you can make that request, and ask us to vacate it, and the property is assessed, and you have to, the city can't just hand it over, it's gotta be purchased. So, if you would like to make that request, we can do that. I can't remember what the wording of what we currently have is.
Well, that's a different request.
That's what I'm saying,
Sure.
we would need to start that request over to give theoretically the public notice that you're asking for a vacation, which is a little bit different. So we'd have to start the process over, but if that's something you would rather do, we can start that process.
Well-
It would clear up the ownership piece and
Sure, and then you
the
would
legal
own the property.
ramifications of, yeah.
That
Really
we're
is
talking about.
cleaner going forward.
And Alex, just to clarify, she could ask for just a vacation of
Figured
the
all this stuff out.
piece that we're talking about, not the entire lot, correct?
Sure.
Okay. And when you say appraisal, how is that done and who's responsible for doing that?
Kale can speak to
It's
that.
based on the assessed square footage of the property adjacent to, based on the tax assessor.
Right, just a tax assessor's equation done it. We did it for Tiny Gary and
Right.
Forest
Yeah.
Brook.
That would be a good example.
But it's based on,
Square footage of the area
Square
you'll be
footage.
taking.
And
you'll
the assessed
request.
value of the property surrounding, adjacent to the property, so whatever the tax assessor says, the assessed value of the property surrounding it times the square footage of the amount.
And Gail's office can tell you, that can help you come up with that.
And then at that
figure.
point, you would still have the ability to say yes or no. It would give, the city, right, takes care of that part of the process to assess.
Yeah, we would
the
tell her how
cost.
much it costs,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Before you were obligated to it, we would give you what the amount was. basically.
And again, it's a different, process than what we're doing now, so we can, look at what we're doing now
Mhm.
to vacate it, for you to do that work, to put that fence up.
Okay, and so, during that assessment, when you say it's surrounding property, are you talking about the value of like where my house is?
Yep.
Yep.
Even though this is just a strip of sidewalk land, it's not
Yes.
buildable, and there's
Yeah,
nothing you can really
and
do
that you
with
can,
it?
yes, to purchase it,
Correct.
yes.
So if the city can't give up land, so it can only sell land if it chooses to do so. So we have to come up with an amount. So basically what you do is you take the tax assessor's amount and multiply it times how much ever land is at issue. And that would be the number that you could purchase it for if the city agrees to vacate it.
It was done recently, Kale would have that information, was it Ms. Geary? It was probably less than 6 months ago that she did it on South Forest, blah, blah, somewhere at the end.
Forest Brook.
Over in Forest Brook. And, we basically just had to approve of, her to purchase that part of the land, and so it's a
So
normal
if-
thing, but it's
Yeah.
different. We can't just turn it over, but they've done it before.
I don't know what your time frame is, but if you've got some time, then my suggestion would be leave this in committee, let us carry it over. You can talk with Gail and Wyatt about what that number would be, and then you can decide which way you would like to proceed. That's gonna take some extra time, obviously, and I don't know if that's a problem for you or not, but if you've got the time, that way you would have all the information and you can make a decision without having to do it right here this second with
Sure,
new
and I don't
information.
wanna take up everybody's time on that. So if I choose to say, let's explore that, then what kind of, and then I don't wanna do it, how do I get back
So
in
if-
the queue to?
We would just keep
We
You
would
still
just
got,
keep
you're gonna have to have a
this.
survey, whether you purchase it or whether we record it in probate as.
Okay.
So we'll just leave this in committee so that it doesn't go away.
Okay.
In case you wanna pursue this, you decide you don't wanna pursue the vacation, you'd rather pursue this, it'll still be here waiting on you whenever you're ready to move forward with it. If you decide after you hear everything that you wanna ask for the vacation, then we'll drop this item and start a new item at that point. But we'll leave this here until you make that decision in case this is what you wanna move forward with.
Yeah, because we can't proceed here until we get the legal.
That's right.
And in the
Which you gotta have
meantime, you can
anyway.
get the survey done and that you're gonna need for either option.
Cause I have to have it either way, right?
Right.
Okay, and then I give you the exact, or the survey gives us exactly what we're trying to
That's right.
either ask you to vacate or permission or whatever.
And if you're,
Specific amount.
so she can just, you can just request to carve out the piece that your fence is, which is what Andrew said, which might make
Right.
more sense than buying the whole parcel.
It's really not a vacation, we'll declare surplus.
Right.
And then sell it for whatever the value is.
Okay. Clear as now, Nick?
So,
It's a target price tag.
Pros and cons either way.
No, but I mean, it sounds good to carry it over and so you can get this information.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Okay.
I worry about the indemnification, if something changes and.
Yeah, we wanna get you the information so that you can make a decision. So I would suggest that the committee just carry it over for tonight.
Just wanted you to know
Kale will be in
kind of
touch.
all options that are available, yeah.
okay.
All right, so we'll carry that over without objection. And with that, we stand adjourned.